Hi, it's Brett Richter with the USSA Pro Star Series here for another episode of Chasing the Checkers. It's my honor today to be joined by the driver of the number 39 Wall Brothers Racing Polaris, Mr. Tom Olson. And I want you to know you're the first person I've used the term Mr. on.
Ooh, nice. Hi, everybody.
How you doing, Tom?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing well, doing well. Crazy year, but you know what? We're going to try and get some racing in and let's go give it a shot, see what happens. So just thought we'd take an opportunity to get to know you a little bit better. People only see you in a racing suit and a helmet and some goggles and don't really know who's behind there. So gives us a chance to catch up a little bit and find out some stuff about you. Tell me what your off season looks like.
Should I put a helmet and a snowsuit on for you?
Yeah,
Would
sure.
it recognize me?
Yeah, I'd wave at you right away then.
I think some people have seen on Facebook. For some reason, I got into triathlons. I don't know whose crazy idea that was, but I decided to sign up for an Ironman, and they ended up being canceled this year for the most part. But we did get one in Florida, and that went well. Obviously, there's a lot of training that goes along with that. Swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run, swim, bike, run all week long. I'd say the training with that really consumed a lot of time outside of work. It's probably like 6 to 12 hours of training a week at least. But other than that, some relaxation as well. I live up by Lake Wisconsin, so I have a boat on the lake and stuff like that, and really enjoy being out on the water with friends and doing water sports activities. Really kind of get your mind off racing a little bit, but at the same time too, you're always thinking about racing and thinking about the season that's coming up, and always looking forward to it.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your racing history. Your name was one until you hit the champ division. I wasn't overly familiar with. So tell us how you got to the champ level, how you found Wall Brothers, what you did prior to that. Give us a little bit of your background there.
Yeah, so for the longest time, I did vintage racing. It was just something that my father, Don, and I got into a little bit. We ended up going to Eagle River for the vintage racing weekend because we had always gone for the modern weekend. And then all of a sudden this vintage thing popped up. And I don't know, for some reason we got the bright idea, hey, we can do this. And I just did that for, I don't even know how many years, at least 10 years. And then I kind of got a little bit smarter and wiser and wanted something with a little more suspension on it. So I got into the F500 and that tried to, push that factory stock 600 class that just was really hard to push and didn't quite take off. So then I was honestly kind of gonna, wind down the racing career a little bit. And then Dave ended up just calling out of the blue during one summer and just kind of asked, hey, would you be interested in doing this? And it just kind of all evolved from there. And honestly, it's a great decision. I'm glad I made the decision. I've had a ton of fun, and I've really enjoyed the experience, and really look forward to the future. Hopefully great things are to come.
Yeah, for sure. Now, you obviously have a teammate, and he's the current world champion. He lives a lot closer to Wall Brothers up there, and your distance is quite a bit further. So, how do you interact with the team, and how do you know about prep work they're doing, and how does that whole thing work for you?
It's really laid back. Our attitudes mesh very well. The whole team up there is really laid back. I'm laid back. So just kind of let them do their thing. And when it comes to the weekends and whenever I'm needed, I kind of do my thing. I just try and keep all the weekends open during the winter time, and I travel up there as needed or as requested and get in as much ice time as possible. I really look forward to going up there, getting ready for the season. I try and get in as many laps as possible when I go up there because it is a little bit of a ways. But hey, we all drive a lot in the winter, and we're all used to it, and driving really doesn't bother me. I was traveling for work, so last year I even had to fly quite a bit as well, and that wasn't all that bad too. So we make it work and just kind of all do our own responsibility, and it's kind of shown to be a positive thing here.
When I was talking with Blaine earlier this year in one of these segments, he talked about you, and he told me I'm supposed to ask what the most awesome trait is of number 102, but I don't think I have to put you on the spot for that one. But tell me a little bit about how it is having really a true teammate. I mean, I know there's families that race together and there's multiple racers in a trailer, but this is more of a unique situation where you really have a teammate. How's that work out for you guys?
It works awesome,
Yeah.
especially for me being new. Blaine, helps out with walking the track and just talking about what's working, what's not working. Honestly, Blaine is one of the best dudes out there. He's genuine. He uses his heart when he talks to people and thinks about people, and his mind is always racing with what we could be doing better. And we're always talking about that. So it's probably like one of the best situations and one of the best experiences I've been a part of. And obviously him being, reigning world champion, it's like, who else better is there to talk to or have, in and out of the trailer and talking about things. So, yeah, I mean, it's awesome. It's kind of speechless and don't have the right words right now to describe it other than it's awesome.
He did say he was going to send you $50 if you said something nice about him. So,
well, that was probably at least 5 things. So it better be more than $50.
Right. You can split it with me.
Right.
Anyway, racing's a sport that requires sponsorship just to make it happen. And I know there's a lot of people involved with your Wall Brothers racing team. It'd be great, to share some of that news and talk a little bit about how important those people are to you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Wall Brothers bring a huge team to the plate. Biggest people to thank are the Wall Brothers. I mean, they have a business to run at the end of the day, and that's their livelihood. So any way I can support that and their livelihood, definitely do so. They bring Woodies with them, FXR, Polaris Racing, and there's a lot of local people that they support as well. Whether it be propane from the local co-op, TG Designs with some of the wraps on the sled. I'm sure I'm forgetting people. Walker Evans shocks, Camoplast tracks. The list is endless, and I'm sure I'm forgetting everybody, but really appreciate all the support that they give everybody in the sport, not only Wall Brothers Racing, but I know a lot of these sponsors support everybody in the sport, and it's really good to see that. And like you said, without them, it'd be really tough to do this every weekend.
Right, for sure. In your pro champ career, if there was one race you could do over, which race would it be and why?
I'd say it would be the World Championship last year. Okay. I haven't gone through a World Championship without being in the hay bales. But no, that's not the main reason why. The main reason why is, I was, after those couple of times being in the hay bales last year, I wasn't aggressive enough to get up to the front. I mean, we all saw Blaine do his amazing thing. I mean, he had to start at the back, and I think he was in second place by the first lap of the restart. And I just wasn't quite that aggressive. Wish we'd been a little more aggressive. But really, it was at the end of the race. I think it was Travis McDonald was in third place, and I was in fourth. I was coming up on him pretty quick, and it was kind of a one groove track. And I didn't make the pass on him, and I really always look back at that scenario and think about what I could have done differently. And I know now what I could have done differently. I'm going to use that going forward as well. But I would have been able to get a podium for, me and Blaine being on the podium.
Yeah.
Number one. And then, Polaris would have had the full podium as well, which would have been even cooler.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great that you learned from that. Ready for some fun stuff?
Yeah, let's do it. What do you got?
What's your favorite movie?
Oh, that's a tough one. There's so many good ones out there. I'd say anything by Quentin Tarantino. His movies are a little out there, but they're interesting to watch.
All right. Favorite genre of music?
Rock.
Okay. Who's better, the 39 or the 102 on hole shots?
39. I got Dave in the trailer all day long.
All right. Who's better in the corners?
I got to give that to Blaine.
All right. If there was nobody else in the hauler but you and yours and Blaine and his, who's the better tuner?
Ooh, Brett, you're asking some interesting questions here.
Well,
I don't know. That one's a toss up. We're both good at various different things, and I don't know, man. That's a toss up. I gotta say myself. Obviously,
okay.
you gotta give yourself some love.
I'm going to give you a couple of track names. I want you to tell me if you think they're a horsepower track or a driver track. Bose is your.
I want to say that's a driver track. I seem to not be able to figure that one out. You can have
Okay.
all the horsepower you need, but you need to be able to drive it.
Wausau,
Driver track.
Eagle River,
Ooh, driver track.
and Ironwood.
That one you could probably get away with a little more horsepower and less driver.
Okay. What about Wyawega?
Driver track.
Wow. Interesting. All right. Are you single, committed, engaged, or married?
Single.
Uh-oh. Might not want that to be public, huh?
Right?
And the final fun question is, Blaine can't be a choice. Assuming that USSA came up with a new division and you had to have a passenger on your champ sled, who are you taking with you?
Can I take the donk?
No, he's retired.
Come on. Probably Travis McDonald.
Okay, that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a good one. He's a
I've
fun
been
guy.
what's that?
I say he's a fun guy.
Yeah, he is. I've been asking the drivers for some tips for kids. I'm looking for things that maybe the next generation of racers can learn from you guys. There's sometimes they're shy, they're bashful, they don't want to ask. But if you're looking at the next generation of racers coming up, what do you think they're missing out on a little bit that would maybe make their racing career that much better?
Kind of two things come to mind. One being driver positioning. Not everybody thinks about the position on the sled, and every sled's a little bit different on how it handles and what your body position is. So I definitely encourage kids to maybe think about that or have that awareness as where their body position is throughout the race, because it changes throughout the race too, because the track changes, your sled handling changes. So I just say, have that awareness and try different things too. Don't be afraid to try different things in hot laps or even while you're racing too. If something's not working, try something different. Just have that awareness of being able to change your body style and, being able to get better at that. And then two, I always kind of think about, the mentality and people's attitude. Emotions get in the way sometimes with racing, and really that can show the negative side of the sport. So I'd really encourage the younger generation to always be positive, think that your parents are always watching you, and you need to be on your best behavior, and just always have that positive vibe to keep the sport positive and keep the people that are in the sport and attract new people as well.
That brings up a really good point. I heard a comment once that said you should race with emotion, but not emotionally.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep. And I thought, man, that really fits. You want to go out there with heart and desire and all that type of stuff, but you don't want to be a little bit over the edge on that stuff. So
Right.
It's been great to catch up with you. I will see you in person in a few short weeks over at Eagle River. I'm looking forward to that weekend and to see how the Derby weekend goes. And I know we shortened schedule this year, but hopefully we'll have some time to get together and chat again. Before I let you go, if you get this one wrong, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup or Snickers?
Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, man.
Nice answer. You got to talk to your teammate. He needs some work.
I'll have to send him some Reese's.
There you go. Thanks, Tom. We'll see you soon.
Yep, thanks. We'll see you, Brett.